wonderful city of Paris. This hub of iconic landmarks and architecture is the home to the world's most exciting judo Grand Slam. The sport is hugely popular in France, and each year the IJF's World Circuit kicks off in style from the legendary Bercy Stadium, which is always packed out to the rafters. This year, France's national hero Teddy Riner would not be in action, but he nevertheless joined with the crowd to honour some of France's retiring judo stars. Amongst them, the great Lucy Decasse, who ended a glittering career in 2013. Rewind to Rio de Janeiro in August, which was the icing on the cake of a fantastic year for judo. The World Championships was a showcase event for the sport. It demonstrated how truly diverse it is, with champions crowned from all corners of the globe. What better tool to assist the IJF in its mission to spread judo across the planet? Back to Bercy, where athletes have gathered in their droves. Top French fighters were joined by the world's biggest judo superstars, all of them looking to impress. At the draw, all the coaches and officials were eagerly hoping for the best possible start to the year. But in particular, all eyes were on the under 81 kilos category, where a rematch of the world final in Rio was on the cards. But we start with Riner's category, the over 100 kilograms, where in his absence the final would be contested between Brazil's Moura and Shinshinui of Japan. With Riner watching on from the sidelines, which of them would come out on top? Well, can Shinshinui then do it this time? He's been here so many times and shows the promise, never quite delivered. Ryo Shinshinui of Japan in white, David Moura, the up-and-coming Brazilian, in blue. Shinshinui had some great ippons throughout the day. Osoto there, snaking Osoto. Uchimata all over! And David Moura has gone over the top and Shinshinui has done it. That was brilliant stuff from him, and the great Yamashita applauds as well. He started with the leg on the outside, didn't quite get the elevation, but it was more of a spinning Uchimata. 9 seconds on the clock gone. That was an incredibly fast ippon, and the great Teddy Riner will be looking on, saying, well, maybe I've got somebody that can threaten me, or can he? Shinshinui wins the gold medal in the plus 100 kilograms. And in the heaviest female weight, over 78 kilograms, there was also a Japanese representative in the final, in the form of Yamabi. She faced off against home opposition when she took on Andion. After a minute and a half, Yamabi struck, pouncing with a low driving Osotogari that levelled the Frenchwoman and scored ippon to win the bout outright. After 2 silvers and 2 bronzes, it was Yamabi's first World Circuit gold medal, and what a stage to achieve it on. It was a win that meant Japan sealed a clean sweep of the heaviest weight categories. The under 78 kilogram category was a testament to the diversity of judo, as the tiny Slovenia took gold with Valensek topping the podium. Malonga, the junior world champion of the home nation France, was her opponent. After attacking backwards with Osotogari, Valensek capitalised on Malonga's reaction by taking her forwards for an ippon that would earn her a first Grand Slam win. But the buzz in Bercy was all about Malonga's teammate Chimeo, who despite an upset en route to the final, nevertheless stormed out for the bronze medal contest with one purpose in mind: an ippon win to please her adoring fans. After just 10 seconds against Lee of China, her wish was granted. A spectacular piece of movement that showcased the former world champion's true talent, ippon. For Chimeo, it went some way to making up for her failure to make the final. At under 70 kilograms, it's a Dutch woman, Polly, that currently reigns supreme. After a fantastic 2013, Polling only just missed out on World Championship gold. when despite injury, she nevertheless managed to win bronze. In her, the Netherlands have found a real judo star. But the Dutch have another strong contender in the weight. Her name, Boulder. And she'd made it through to the final in Paris, where she faced off against Frances Posvit. How would she get on? Well, Linda Boulder having a fantastic day here. She's against Posvit and the crowd, of course. 17,000 people against her. Well, not quite that, but Boulder in white, Posvit. Got to be very confident. Big arm over the top there from Boulder. Now she's got to stay in the area, Posvit. It's got to be a strong attack, and it is! Oh, now then! Oh, she's submitted from the arm lock. And, well, she should have got a score from the actual technique that went out, Posvit. And I think that's what the crowd were objecting to. She lands on the side. That should have been a Yuko or a Wazari, I think, against Boulder. But she gets the ippon for the continuation of the arm lock, quite rightly so too, and she wins the gold medal. Posvit attacks on the edge, takes her over. The referee didn't score it, but then she continues with the arm lock. It was a continuous movement. The crowd didn't like it because they thought that she should have been given the score, and she should have, but the continuation of the arm lock was within the rules, and she scored probably the best ippon of her life.
Yeah, I feel great. It's a gold medal in Paris, and yeah, the tournament is huge. It's awesome. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. Yes. It was a little bit strange because she wants to try to throw me, and I want to try back, but it was my own fault. But it was definitely not a score for ippon. Maybe Vasari, I'm not for sure. But yeah, I go further with the arm lock. Yeah, well, and she tapped off, so it was a score. Yeah. Kim and I are both at this moment very good on the 70 kilograms. The last year I got a lot of injuries, but yeah, well, now I'm back, and now Kim is injured. But yeah, it's a hard fight to Rio, but we will see how it happens. Yeah.
The result of the under 63 kilograms category was no surprise, as France's phenomenal world number 2, Agbeg Nanu, took the win. Her throw of choice throughout the day was Uranagi, which she used to deadly effect to dispatch top opponents throughout the day. In the final, she enforced her clear position as French number 1 by taking a win over teammate Bellard on penalties due to a higher attack rate. It was her second Paris win, and the medals are now starting to really add up as she's becoming one of World Judo's top superstars. In contrast, the under 57 kilogram category was an all-Japanese affair, in which Yamamoto edged a narrow win on penalties over Udaka. It was a bounce back to form for the youngster, who'll be hoping it's a sign of things to come in 2014. The under 52 kilogram category saw in action the world's most prolific female judoka. Representing Kosovo, reigning world champion Kelmende has more ranking points than any other athlete on the world circuit. Could she add to that tally when she squared off against Finland's Sundberg in the final in Paris? Well, Sundberg, she's in the final here in Paris, but she's got her work cut out because she's got the world number 1 and the world champion, Majinda Kelmende of Kosovo. But Sundberg has had the day of her life. What a performance from her. Kelmende, though, so strong. She has a brilliant uchimata. Big arm over the top. There it is. And she's looking for the ouchi into the uchimata. Sundberg knows it. Of course she does. 4-minute contest now for the ladies. Nice Tomonagi there from Sundberg. And the new coach of the Finnish team shouting advice. What can you say to her other than stop that big arm over the top? Sundberg, though, felt the danger. Now they're up. Uchimata! It's all over. Kelmende threatened it. She knew she was going to get it as soon as that big arm came over the top. And Sundberg couldn't do anything about it. She snaked the leg in, then hopped it through. That support leg went deep. and she got the elevation from the hips, and the pull of the arm finished it off. That was brilliant stuff from the world number one, and she showed why she is clearly the number one in the world. And don't forget, she's the first ever world champion from Kosovo. Now she's the winner in Paris. The final female medal in the under 48 kilos category was taken by Japan's Yamagishi. Facing off against world champion Monkbat of Mongolia in the final, Yamagishi upset the odds when she countered her opponent's attack to score a wazari that would be enough to give her a gold medal. Moving back across to the male weights, and the favourite for gold at under 100 kilograms was world number 2, Kapelak. The Czech has been on great form of late and followed up his Tokyo Grand Slam win with an impressive performance to reach the final in Paris. But his opponent there would be Marais of France. Marais has also been on top form over the last year and looked in superb form on his run to the final. After a bronze in 2013, the Frenchman was looking to go one better this year. And he had his good friend René backstage to offer words of wisdom and encouragement before the final. Kapelak versus Marais would be a fascinating encounter. It started off scrappy. Penalties went to both fighters. More tense gripping encounters saw the tallies adding up. And coming into the last part of the fight, Marais had a slender 3-2 lead. But with any score overriding penalties, the fight was poised on a knife's edge. Kapelak coming forwards, he's 3 Shidos down here. One more Shido and it's all over. But Kapelak, so experienced, and he's got to pile the pressure on. Marais, well, the crowd are going mad. Oh, he scored a Yuko. Can you believe that? In the last minute. And now that Yuko is worth more than those 3 Shidos against him. But the question is, can he hold on to it? Marais, he made a mistake. He committed and made a mistake. But now Kapelak is in the lead. 19 seconds left. And now Marais coming forwards. The crowd are behind him, and the atmosphere in here is amazing. Can he do it? 8 seconds left. It looks like it's going to go to Kapelak. And Kapelak, oh, look at that! Last second! And Marais has scored a Yuko. The scores are equal, and that means that Kapelak has lost it on the penalties that are against him. And that is absolutely amazing. And that goes to show that you cannot write off anybody until that bell goes. It was literally on the edge, and he lands on his side. We can clearly see that. So it was a Yuko, and it was on the last second of the contest. And Marais wins the gold medal. The crowd have gone crazy. Marais, I've got to say, fully deserves that win because he kept on the pressure. He never gave up. And this crowd never gave up either. And that was the most brilliant performance. He had, well, look at that. Teddy Riner, the great Teddy Riner, goes to his friend and says, my friend, you are the number one.
La victoire,
the victory,
Bercy, le public,
the public,
c'est génial. Donc on se transcende
we
et
exceed ourselves.
on est comblé à
and
chaque
you
fois
get
devant
so
Bercy.
happy in front
On
of
est
the
en
Bercy
France et
public.
tout le public nous
We are
soutient
in France,
et pour nous.
and all the public are supporting us.
Quelque part,
It's an extra
c'est une source de
motivation.
motivation
We keep
supplémentaire
going and going.
et
We're
on
focused,
avance sans
and it's
calculer.
fantastic.
Et voilà, c'est super.
At under 90 kilograms, the man on form was Georgia's Lipitiliani, who's looking to make 2014 even better than his impressive 2013 season. But his plans in Paris were dashed. Despite pinning Odenthal of Germany in the semi-finals, he had sustained an injury during the contest. It meant he was unable to contest the final and had to grant the win to Korea's Lee by default. The final of the under 73 kilograms was a rematch of the Rijeka Grand Prix final between Korea's Ban and Slovenia's Draxic. The decisive moment was so fast that it took the video referees to analyse the movement and decide that Bang had directed Draxic onto his back in mid-air. A split-second decision that earned Bang a place in history as a Paris Grand Slam winner. Down one way to under 66 kilograms, the final was contested between two of the weight's most dynamic throwers when Pulyev took on Zantaraya. Ultimately, it would be Pulyev who came out on top. A classy Siatoshi landed the Russian on top in a hold down, which he gratefully seized with both hands to immobilise Zantaraya and notch up his first ever Grand Slam win. Finally, flair is translating into results for the in-form Pulyev. In the lightest male category of under 60 kilograms, it was the Mongolian Gambat who took the top spot. His opponent in the final was Georgia's Papinashvili. After developing a commanding lead, Gambat was able to wait for the Georgian to get desperate and make a mistake. Which he did, lashing out with an uncontrolled foot sweep, which was all too easy for Gambat to counter in order to seal the win and the gold medal. A great result for Gambat. The under 81 kilos category had Bercy on the edge of their seats for a world final rematch. Home favourite Pietri against Georgia's Shrikishvili. In Rio, it was Pietri who triumphed, tricking the Georgian with a beautiful reverse Sianagi to score Wazari and become king of the world. Now he's on home turf and walked out into the legendary stadium as reigning world champion. But the weight of expectation didn't seem to bother him. His judo is simple but effective. A powerful shoulder throw foiled by a perfect Kouchigari. And all the while, he has an ace up his sleeve, his reverse Sianagi. Immensely strong, Pietri is able to get his opposition pushing into him, giving him the perfect opportunity to strike, turning in the wrong way to tie up their arm before completing a crocodile death roll to turn them up to their backs. But his nemesis Shrikishvili is capable of some amazing feats of judo skill. In his second round matchup, he prepared to attack, and it looked like he was about to be countered. But never write off a Georgian in attack. Shrikishvili had his mind set on Ippon, and Ippon he achieved. Laying in wait for him in the semi-final was the Olympic champion Kim Jae-bum, a legend looking to make it all the way to Rio. It was a clash of the old guard versus the young gun, and youth was prevailing. Unable to contend with his opponent, Kim launched a Wiko-Soto Gari attack. The perfect opportunity for Shrikishvili to explode upwards and drive the Korean over onto his back for a Wazari. With the fight slipping away from him, Kim attacked again. But as before, Shrikishvili was ready and took the opportunity with both hands to win the match and book his place in the final against Pietri. Backstage, the Frenchman was at ease. With a vast medical and coaching staff in attendance, all his needs were taken care of. But it would be him and no one else that would have to fight Shrikishvili in the final. As the two lined up, ready to take to the tatami, the atmosphere was at fever pitch. Well, this should be an absolute cracker of a match, because these two are going to be rivals for some years to come, I'm sure of it. Shrikishvili, well, in white, brilliant judoka, world rank number 1 at the moment, even though he lost to this man in the final of the World Championships. And can't wait to get out there, Pietri. Brilliant Sianagi attacks Pietri, but Shrikishvili has some amazing judo. There's the reverse CI. Well, that's his specialty, Pietri. And Shrikishvili, well on top of it, just blocks it out. Oh, look at that. He's got a flying juji as well, Pietri. And, well, kind of a roundhouse to the head there. But good sportsmanship from the pair of them. It's not a karate match. So now, Shurikasvili, got to do something. Pietri into the attack first every time. Now then. Oh, Sumigash! Now then, what's the referee going to do with that one? It was a good... Well, it was a counter-attack, wasn't it? Right on the edge. And Shurikasvili just stayed still. Are they going to give a score? Yes, they are. They've given a Yuko. Little bit, I didn't think it was, but there we go. Shurikasvili is down. Can he get it back? He was down in the World Championship final. Oh, now then! He's countered him. And, well, what's the referee going to do with it? Uranagi from Pietri, but he gets driven backwards. And it's a score for me. Are they going to give it? It was directed for sure from Shurikasvili. Yes, they've given it. Wazari then to Shurikasvili, and now he's ahead. And the crowd and the teammates there from the French team all looking on. Sienagi standing there from Pietri. Brilliant stuff from these two. This is going back and fro. Which one of them is going to score the big one? Because it can happen either way. Pietri, right and left Sienagis everywhere. Kouchigari this time. Shurikasvili, he's got to put something in now. What a brilliant final. Oh, Kouchi this time from Pietri. The crowd really lifting him. And this is a brilliant performance. And there, Jean-Luc Rouget looks on, former world champion, 1975 when he was world champion. Oh, actually wasn't there from Shurikasvili. And this is such a match. Attacks coming in from both fighters, both going for Ippon. So Pietri has his grip. Looking for the Sienagi. Got the Kouchi as well. Gets the Kouchi! Oh, well turned out from Shurikasvili. And look at the face there, Pietri. He knew that was his moment there. And, well, Shurikasvili manages to turn. 14 seconds left. Sienagi this time. Pietri. And now, is it gone? Is the referee going to let him waste any time down there? The seconds are ticking away, and the crowd are whistling. It's all over. And Shurikasvili gets his revenge. This time, he manages to pull it back. And he really kept his cool. And these two, well, they are rivals, that's for sure. Look out in 2 years' time, because this could be the Olympic final. And what an Olympic final it would be. Pietri, well, went for the Uranagi. He's going for Ippon all the time. Shurikasvili this time counters him. And he gets the score that wins him the gold medal. Shurikasvili is the number one in the world. He beats the current world champion. And what a brilliant match it was from these two. Shurikasvili of Georgia is the Paris Grand Slam gold medalist. Well, that's it from beautiful Paris. And once again, the atmosphere inside Bercy Stadium did not disappoint. Kelmendi showed why she is so dominant in her weight. But will she keep it going all the way to Rio? Boulder showed that it's not just her teammate Polly who need be feared on the world circuit. Marais left it to the very last second and lifted the roof off Bercy Stadium. But at under 81 kilograms, the Battle of the Titans was won by a Georgian. Although for sure, it won't be the last time these two fighters meet. Join us next from Germany for the 2014 Dusseldorf Grand Prix.